Okay, gang, let's take the chain rule using our tables and graphs. We're going to be working on pages 3 and 4 in our notes packet. So we have a table here of information, and we're going to use that to calculate some derivatives. The first problem right here, A, is asking us to find h prime of 0. I have written this. If h is f of g, then we write that as f of g of x. Missed a parenthesis there. And we are going to calculate that with 0 in there. So we're going to take the derivative of this. Remember, we start on the outside and we work our way in. So when we do this, first we will take the derivative of the f function, and we leave the inside function exactly the way it is. And then once we've taken the derivative of the outside function, then we take the derivative of the inside function. Now it's a matter of going to our table and finding the right values. The first thing we need to do is find g of 0. So we have 0, we have g, so that value will be 2. And so now we have f prime of 2. And then in the g column, I'm also going to find g prime of 0. So again, here's my g prime of 0 is my value of 1. And now I'm going to go and look for f prime of 2. So here's 2, here's f prime, and that value would be -3. Multiplied times my 1 for a final answer of -3. All right, let's clean off this table that we have here. And let's try question B here. Notice that we are already in our composition notation. So we are going to do b prime of 1. So I've written b of 1 is g of f of 1. And then we're going to start by taking the derivative of the outside function first. So we have g prime of f of 1. We don't do anything to the inside. And then we are done with that, and we multiply times the derivative of the inside. Now we go to our table, and first thing I need is f of 1. So here's f, here's 1. That value is 0. And we will multiply that by f prime of 1. So again, here's my 1, and here is f prime. That's -4. Go back to my table and find one more value. I need g prime of 0. G prime, here's 0. That value is 1. Multiplied times my -4. Final answer is -4. We have 2 more here. Let's try those. Hold on. All right, on question C here, I guess, it is in the g of f notation. So I went and wrote it as a composition, putting in my 3 right there. Remember, we're taking the derivative here. We start with the outside function, g prime of f of 3, leave the inside the same. Then multiply times the derivative of the inside. Then we go to our chart up here. F of 3, here's f, here's 3. That value is 2. So we need to do g prime of 2. And then we need to do f prime of 3. There's 3, there's f prime, so that's 1. Then go back to the chart. And we need to do g prime of 2. here's 2. G prime is way over here, is -5, multiplied by the 1 that we already have. A final answer of -5. I recommend pausing the video, trying D on your own, and then we will come back and check your work. All right, to finish off this last problem, I wrote that we have our K of 1 equals F of G of 1. We take the derivative of that. Remember the derivative of the outside function. F is F prime of G of 1, that stays the same, and then we take the derivative of the second part. Then I have to find those values up in my chart. I've done that in the blue. I end up with G of 1 is 3. I need to take F prime of 3. G prime of 1 is 6, up in the blue. Then the last part, F prime of 3 is equal to 1. 1 times 6 is 6. How did you do? Hope it worked out. That is finding the derivative using tables. The next video we will use take the derivative using just data given to you.